You think you're ready to be a father? You're not. And if that offends you, good, because this isn't a game. Fatherhood isn't just about making a baby. It's about becoming the kind of man who can raise one. The world is filled with men who jumped in too soon, thinking love and excitement were enough, only to end up broke, overwhelmed, and resenting the very life they created. The truth is, most men aren't prepared for what fatherhood demands. They think it's about providing, but what happens when your child needs wisdom you don't have? They think love is enough, but what happens when sleepless nights, financial stress, and broken dreams make you question everything? Weak men collapse under the pressure. And society, it doesn't give a damn. No one is coming to save you. Every choice you've made up to this point has shaped the kind of father you'll be. And if you're watching this, chances are, you haven't thought deeply enough about the long game. That's why you're already behind. Modern society wants you distracted, unprepared, and reactive, jumping into fatherhood without a plan, without purpose, without understanding what's at stake. If you keep moving blindly, you'll wake up one day realizing you failed your children before they even had a chance. So I'll ask you this: are you about to become just another man who wasn't ready? Or will you step up and take control before it's too late? Welcome to Man Code, the only place where men hear what they need, not what they want. If you're here for feel-good advice, leave now. But if you're serious about becoming the kind of father your children will respect, then subscribe, because we're about to break everything down. The illusion of readiness. You think you're ready just because you have a job and a woman who loves you? That's the biggest lie society sells men. Getting a paycheck doesn't mean you can provide for a child. Being in a relationship doesn't mean you have the foundation for a family. Most men confuse stability with preparedness. But when that baby comes, reality hits like a sledgehammer, and suddenly they realize they were never built for this in the first place. Let me paint a picture for you. There's a man. We'll call him Jake. He was like a lot of guys, working a steady job, in love with his girl, thinking marriage and kids were the next logical step. So when she told him she was pregnant, he thought, all right, I got this. Fast forward a year, and Jake is drowning. The late nights, the financial pressure, the constant fights with his wife, it's breaking him down. He can't escape the feeling that he's losing himself. His hobbies, gone. His dreams, on hold. And the worst part? He looks at his child and feels a terrifying mix of love and resentment. Jake isn't a bad guy. He just bought into the illusion that fatherhood is something you figure out along the way. But the truth is, if you're not ready before that child arrives, you won't be ready after. Fatherhood exposes everything you've neglected: your finances, your patience, your emotional control. If you've been ignoring your weaknesses, they will show up when your kid needs you most. And by then, it's too late. So let me ask you, are you actually prepared? Or are you just assuming you'll rise to the occasion when the time comes? Because if you're lying to yourself, reality is going to expose you. And this is just the beginning. If you think being unready is bad, wait until you hear what fatherhood really demands from you. Let's talk about the hard truths no one else will tell you. The hard truths about fatherhood. You think life is hard now? You have no idea what's coming. The second you become a father, your life is no longer yours. Every decision you make, where you live, how you spend your money, even when you sleep, will revolve around that child. And if you're not ready for that, it will break you. Most men have this fantasy that fatherhood is about bonding moments, first steps, and bedtime stories. They don't picture the exhaustion of waking up 3 times a night, the stress of figuring out how to pay for diapers and doctor visits, or the pressure of knowing that one mistake could screw up this kid's entire future. Love isn't enough. Passion isn't enough. Fatherhood isn't a sprint, it's a never-ending marathon. And if you don't have patience, discipline, and endurance, you'll be another man who checked out, walked away, or failed his family while staying in the house. If you have demons you haven't dealt with, fatherhood will drag them to the surface. You think you have anger issues now? Wait until you're running on 2 hours of sleep and your child won't stop screaming. You think your finances are tight now? Wait until unexpected bills start stacking up and you're forced to choose between paying rent and buying what your kid needs. Fatherhood doesn't fix you. It magnifies everything you haven't handled. And the ugly truth is, most men don't make it. They crumble under the weight because they never built themselves up before stepping into it. And here's the kicker. No one cares if you fail. Nobody is coming to save you. If you can't handle the pressure, society will call you weak. If you complain, you'll be told to man up. There's no safety net, no sympathy, no second chances. You either rise to the occasion, or you let fatherhood crush you. So, are you strong enough? Or are you just another man waiting to be exposed? Because if you're serious about being ready, then it's time to talk about what you need to do before becoming a father. How to prepare before becoming a father. If you wait until fatherhood to get your life together, you've already failed. You don't become a great father after having kids. You build yourself into one before they even exist. And if you think you can wing it, go ahead. Roll the dice. But understand this, the cost of failure isn't just your own suffering, it's your child's. The first step, build a solid foundation. Your career, your mindset, your emotional stability. If these things aren't locked in, you're setting yourself up for disaster. Too many men jump into fatherhood with a weak sense of self, hoping they'll rise to the occasion. But you don't rise to your expectations. You fall to your level of preparation. If you're mentally weak now, that pressure will break you. If you're financially unstable now, the burden of providing will suffocate you. Fix yourself first. Then, and only then, should you even think about bringing a child into this world. And let's talk about relationships. If you and your woman are constantly fighting, if you don't fully trust her, if your relationship is built on anything other than a rock-solid foundation, having a child will not fix it. It will expose it. That honeymoon phase? Gone. The small issues you ignore now, they'll become full-blown wars when you're both exhausted, overwhelmed, and stretched to your limits. If your relationship isn't already built on trust, respect, and shared values, adding a child will only accelerate its collapse. Fix the cracks before you even think about building a family on top of them. Then there's leadership. Fatherhood isn't just about putting food on the table. It's about leading, teaching, and protecting. If you can't even lead yourself, if you lack discipline, if you can't make hard decisions, if you fold under pressure, how the hell are you going to lead a child through this world? Your kid won't listen to what you say. They'll absorb who you are. If you're weak, they'll be weak. If you're a coward, they'll inherit your fear. The best thing you can do for your future child? Become the man you want them to look up to. And let's talk about money. Because kids aren't cheap, and financial stress destroys families faster than anything else. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you have no savings, no plan, no discipline, how are you going to provide stability? Get your money right now. Learn to budget. Build income streams. Eliminate debt. Because when you have a child depending on you, financial stress isn't just your problem, it's theirs. Finally, mentorship. You don't have to do this alone, but you do have to be smart about who you listen to. Find men who have already walked this path. Fathers who have done it right. Learn from them. Absorb their wisdom. Too many men take advice from other lost men, from women who don't understand a father's role, from a society that doesn't have their best interests at heart. If you want to be a great father, surround yourself with men who already are. So the real question is, are you going to take control of your life now? Or are you going to wait until you have no choice? Because by the time you're holding that baby in your arms, reality will hit you. And if you're not ready, it will be too late. Let's wrap this up with one final truth every man needs to hear about fatherhood. The long-term perspective. Fatherhood isn't a one-time decision. It's a lifelong transformation. The man you are today won't be enough for the child you'll have tomorrow. Your baby will need patience and protection. Your teenager will need guidance and wisdom. Your adult son or daughter will need a mentor who has built something worth inheriting. And if you don't evolve, if you stay stuck in one version of yourself, you will fail them. Most men think fatherhood is just about making sure their kids survive, but survival isn't enough. Your child doesn't just need a provider. They need a leader, a teacher, a man who shows them how to navigate life. That means thinking beyond the daily grind. What values are you instilling? What habits are they picking up just by watching you? What kind of example are you setting every single day? Because whether you realize it or not, they're studying you. Your actions, your discipline, your resilience, that's what they'll mirror. And if you're not intentional about the legacy you're building, you'll leave them with nothing but confusion and struggle. The best fathers understand this. They don't stop learning. They don't assume they have all the answers. They read, they observe, they refine their approach. They're not just parenting, they're evolving, constantly adapting to the challenges of raising a child in a world that doesn't care about their success. If you stop growing, your child's growth will suffer. If you stay stagnant, your legacy dies with you. So, here's the question you need to ask yourself right now. Are you ready to build something that lasts? Or are you just planning to show up, go through the motions, and hope for the best? Because fatherhood is more than a responsibility. It's a mission. And if you're not prepared to give it everything, then you're not ready at all. For the men who understand this, welcome to Man Code, the place where we don't sugarcoat reality. We prepare for it. If you're serious about being the father your future child deserves, hit subscribe. Because what comes next? It's the real test. Most men will hear this message, nod their heads, and go right back to their old ways. They'll keep chasing pleasure, wasting time, and pretending they have life figured out, until reality slaps them in the face. And by then, it's too late. Because fatherhood doesn't wait for you to be ready. Life doesn't pause while you sort yourself out. Either you step up now, or you fail when it matters most. Look around. Weak men are everywhere. Fathers who never learned discipline, who let their emotions control them, who pass down their own failures like a disease. Men who thought they were ready, because they had a job and a house, but never built the character, the patience, the wisdom to actually lead a family. And their children. They grow up lost, resentful, weak. Another generation of broken men raising more broken men. That cycle ends with you, or it continues because of you. So ask yourself, are you really prepared for the marathon? Or are you just sprinting toward failure? Because this isn't a game. You can keep lying to yourself, making excuses, telling yourself you'll figure it out later. But later doesn't exist. Either you take action now, or you stay weak forever. There is no in-between. This isn't just another YouTube channel. Man Code isn't for men who need motivation. It's for men who are done making excuses. If you're serious about breaking the cycle, about becoming the man your future children deserve, then prove it. Step up. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the hardest truth you've learned about fatherhood? And if you're one of the few who refuse to stay weak, you know what to do.